This is Terry Pitts speaking. I have the privilege and the honor to present to you today financial fitness and financial independence. This has been a very interesting year for all of us, and so we're gonna discuss some principles of how you can achieve financial independence and financial fitness in your own life, in your world, with you and your family. So the first question is financial independence. Many of us believe that financial independence is when you're worth one or several $1,000,000, and that's not the case. So we're going to cover today what is financial independence, and more so, how do you achieve it? So many of us as launching leaders have identified a pattern for you to be able to follow in your life to achieve financial independence. So what are the principles? The fitness principles and concepts are, number one, there is no easy life, and you have to work hard at this life in order to achieve financial independence. Number two, you want to be able to pay yourself first, at least 10%. So you need to live your lifestyle moderately in such a way that you pay yourself first. Number three, a part of all that you earn is yours to keep. So if you're one that just spends every penny you have every single month, you need to modify your patterns. And then what we're going to talk about next is how do you set up a banking relationship that helps you psychologically identify and segment different pieces of your financial value. And so there are three different bank accounts we're going to speak about today. Number one is an independence account. Number two is a budget account. Number three is a savings account. Now, why do we do this? Well, each one of these accounts have a very specific purpose. And as we speak about this, if you don't have this kind of segmentation in your life, it's one, like I said, of psychology, but it's also one of separating kind of the compartments of how you deal with finance in your own life. So let's discuss those. On the left here, you will see an independence account. That's an independence account that you will pay yourself first. So you'll take 10% is what we look at. If you can do more than that, based on your other pieces, segmentations that we're going to speak about, then do that. So you pay yourself first and you set up a totally separate financial account. This is where you're going to have interests and profits from your investments. This is also an account that you never, ever touch. So you don't take money out of this account. You keep adding to it on a monthly or periodic basis. We'll get back to what is in this account in a minute. The second account is a budget account. This budget account is for paying tithes and offering to your church or donations that you have to philanthropic organizations. It also is your monthly budget for domestic expenses. So rent, mortgage, utilities, all of the normal cost of living from month to month. And then your monthly family expenses as well. So basically, all normal costs. This budget account, you fund every single month, and at the end of the month, this account should be zero. So this is what we call a wash account. You fund it with your paychecks, but you fund it only to the level of what you have to take out on a monthly basis. So you don't take investments out of this account. This is your monthly expenses. Your third account, and here again, it's separate, is for not what we call non-regular and wish lists. So non-regular, what are those? It's anticipating expenses for birthdays, Christmas, rates and taxes, transportation, vacations, other things that are not a regular monthly expense, but things that you know you're going to have to spend money on. So when you set up your annual budget, you put money in this in order to fund those things. So when Christmas comes around, you have money to be able to buy presents. When birthdays come around, same thing. When you plan for your vacation, the money is there. So it's a planning event for non-monthly, non-regular expenses. So when you look at then the other side of this, we all dream. We all dream about what's the next car or the boat or the cruise or the yacht or other things. Well, now what you do is segment money in this savings account for those wish list items. And on a monthly basis then, or periodic basis, you add to your savings account. At the end of the year, or ever, if you're looking for a car and you buy that every 2 or 3 years, then the money would be there for you to extract the funds here rather than going, oh my gosh, where am I going to get money to pay for my next car because my car is now gone. So what you're doing is setting up expectations for those spending things that are non-regular, that are wish list items, and things for you to be able to anticipate during the year. Now, having said this, you'll go, well, I don't have a whole lot of money to put in an independence account. Even if you can only do $1 a month or $2 a month, especially if you're students right now, you need to go set these 3 accounts up. When I've talked about this in the past, it's been interesting. There's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. We would highly encourage you to go get it. Small paperback, has been around for many, many years, and it speaks about saving money, paying yourself first. It talks about getting into debt and what kinds of debt that you should have and shouldn't have. So, highly recommend you reading Richest Man in Babylon. Great book for all of us to read, and has very simple precepts for you to follow. Basically, these 3 precepts. Now, if you walk away from this session and don't set this up, then you're not following through. And so I would highly recommend that you go to your bank. If you only have one account, like a budget account, which most normal people do, they may have a savings, they may have a checking account, they don't have an independence account. Go set it up. If you do that, and now psychologically and philosophically start segmenting what you do with your money and how you now segment this, you will find that over time, your investment account or your independence account is the account that's now going to fund these other 2. So remember, a part of what you earn is yours to keep. So what kind of investments do you make here that you never touch this money? You have dividends and profits coming off the kinds of investments that you'll utilize, during your life. And then here again, what's the definition of financial independence? Well, I was fortunate enough to reach financial independence a long time ago. Not that I was filthy rich, not that I made a lot of money, but what is financial independence? Financial independence, if you set these 3 accounts up, financial independence is when your independent account pays for all of your budget account. So let me go back to this. When this independence account has reached a level from its dividends, profits, interest that you're now getting off on a monthly basis, can meet and pay for your budget account, you have reached financial independence. It doesn't mean that you have to be worth $1 million or $2 or $3 million at all. If you're modest in your monthly spending, and let's say that your monthly spending is $2,000 or $3,000 a month, if you can now invest in such a way that your monthly dividends, interest, and profits are $3,000 a month, then guess what? You have reached financial independence. So it's a different definition than people believing you have to be a millionaire or you have to be worth $10 million. It's not that at all. What does this buy you? When you're financially independent, does that mean you quit work? No. But what it does do is it gives you a different psychology of how you now spend your life and what you do with your time. Remember, in Launching Leaders, our sixth step of one of our sessions is to give back to your community. Well, when you now have reached financial independence, you will have time and the ability to now give back and to help other people. I have a neighbor who's tremendously wealthy, and what he told me one time is, Terry, the money I give, the time I give comes back to me double and triple. So why do we espouse that in Launching Leaders? It's not only because we minister and serve others, but it's because that money, that time, that effort where you're helping others comes back to you in spades. So now the question is, what do you do with your independence account? What do you invest in? Well, that changes all the time. So here again, remember, you reach financial independence when your independence account pays for your monthly budget. I was fortunate enough in my life, I've had 5 of my different companies. I've learned a lot through those companies. I was fortunate at the age of 32 to sell my first company and receive financial independence. Well, today, we've all suffered because of COVID. We've seen market values drop tremendously. We've seen them come back. We've volatility in markets. It's all over the place. So what do you invest in? Well, I'm not here to tell you, but I'll give you some hints of things that you need to look at. Every single one of you, do not invest in anything unless you've done your own research yourself. While there are so many pundits out there to saying, invest in this, invest in that, you can read those materials, but you're responsible for your money in your investment account. So you want to be able to look at things that are conservative, but also have the opportunity to grow, and also will throw off interest, profits, and dividends. And so you are responsible for doing your own investment and research. Do not trust anyone else. Right now, September 2020, as some of us are now coming out of the COVID morass that we've been in, 2 things I would highly look at. So I live in the United States. We have printed $3 trillion in assistance. It's funny money. It comes out of the air. So you need to be looking at, today at least, fixed assets that have intrinsic value. What are those? The first one is real estate. So if there are really good opportunities for you to invest in real estate and know that you've got a longevity there, and you're investing in real estate kind of fixed assets that's going to grow in value based on market and where they are, pretty good investment today. But here again, you need to research it out. You need to look at trend lines. You need to understand the kind of values that they've had in the past. The second one is precious metals. Good category. Precious metals, everybody thinks of gold and silver. Well, there are others as well. There's platinum, there's titanium. There are other metals that you can look at where you can take either stock with mining companies. There are also royalty companies. So royalty companies and gold and silver will buy contracts. It's a paper transaction. RGLD is one of those, and there are many others where you can look at, they pre-buy metals, both gold and silver. And then as the price goes up, which we've seen a tremendous increase in silver and gold in the last 4 to 5 months, your appreciation in those stocks, as well as taking physical possession. So you can buy stock, precious metal coins. In the past, many, many years ago, I bought silver dollars from the mint. Ended up paying $4 to $6 for them. And now silver's worth, on the minted value, $28 to $30. Numismatically, much more than that. So not only was it a good investment from a precious metal standpoint, but it also had numismatic value. These are two pretty good bets right now to put money in for a long-term kind of increase in value in your investment. Are there others? You bet. There's all kinds of other things that are fixed assets. You know, some people own stocks and bonds. With the volatility that's going on, you have to be very, very careful. If you're going to get into stocks, you want to get into companies that have been around a long time, have a really good trend, look at increased value, and have the opportunity for growth. Quick hits are rare. Even though you look at Amazon and Apple, Microsoft, while they've had some very good increase in value, you have to be careful with quick hits. So let me just kind of go back again. What's financial independence? Financial independence is when your independent account that you never take money out of except for profits and dividends, when that can equally pay on a monthly basis your budget account, then you've achieved financial independence. If you're moderate in your spending, everyone can get there. You have to be very disciplined in being able to do this, but everyone can get there. I've been fortunate enough to achieve this in my life many, many years ago. And there's nothing like the freedom and the feeling that you have when you've achieved this, because now you can unleash yourself to go help others and to be able to minister and help your neighbor. I hope this has been good for you. I hope this helps you out and gives you a little bit of an understanding. Now, the real pudding here is if you go and open these 3 accounts. Some of you may say, well, I already have a checking account. I already have a savings account. Yeah, I'll get to independence someday. Wrong answer. You need to do it today so that you can psychologically segment the way that you look at your spending habits. If you don't do this, it is very easy to just spend your money and not have money available for you to be able to invest in the various things that you'll research. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been beneficial to you. Take care. Happy investing. See you later.